Back again today for episode 11 of Simply Carifying, and this is not raising assholes, okay? Parent edition or whatever you need to call it. So here we go. Trying not to raise assholes, and those are the quotes going on, is a popular parenting philosophy centered on fostering empathy, resilience, and personal responsibility rather than just obedience or high achievement. That's our little AI nugget for the morning, and let's see what we take away from that, okay? Have you ever seen, like, you're walking in a store, you don't have any kids with you, okay? You're walking in a store and you hear screaming, like high-pitched screaming coming from a couple aisles over. And when you start to listen to the dialogue, it sounds like, I want this one right now. Like, you can tell you are in the midst of a full-on meltdown, okay? Why is this kid melting down? Why? The parent is not listening, not trying to get what the kid wants, whatever the case may be, okay? The kid's having a meltdown, wants this thing, he's not getting it exactly. And then you actually round the corner and you see this thing happening. And you watch something unfold that you really don't know what to do with. You hear this kid screaming and demanding from aisles away. Now you're right here in the fold. And as you're, grabbing a couple things to look at because you're kind of here now in this action, it's like right there, okay? Then you see the mom who is also on her phone and is like doing other things and picking out other toys and putting it in the cart and all this stuff. And then she takes the thing out of the screaming kid's hand, puts it in the cart, and the kid immediately stops. The meltdown is over. The rage is gone. Like, all is right with the world. They leave the aisle. You're standing there with a complete sense of awe. And it's not a good, like, wow, that was really nice. It hits you differently. It's like that little bastard. Have you ever had that kind of interaction, right? And this was before any kids. Even if you did have kids, but they're not with you. Like, if you've been in that situation and you see that play out, like, the mom was totally unaffected by the meltdown, okay? She wasn't freaking out or anything. She was just on her phone and doing other things, and she fully had every intention of obviously getting, the little fucker whatever he wanted, because there were already boxes and boxes of toys in this cart. Now, maybe they weren't for them, whatever, but, chances are probably was. What do you feel in that moment? Yes?
Do you know how Dad makes the spicy, macaroni stuff?
No.
Sorry. He's kind of cool.
Sidetrack. When you tell your own kids that, hey, you're going to do something and you won't be up for just a little bit. And then they come down and, okay, let's pick it back up, I guess. Who doesn't like a little extra editing work? It's totally fine. 3, 2, 1. How do you feel when you see that kid immediately shut down, like everything just stops? To me, when I see this play out, it's a total manipulation, okay? It is a total just asshole move. I've seen adults act like that. And it is just like, how the fuck old are you? What are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you? Honestly. But, they'll say that, well, I've always had whatever I wanted, or I can do anything because I deserve it, or, but, whoa, you deserve it? For what? Why? What? What did you do? What did that little kid do to where he's got these things in his hand, he's screaming, crying, throwing a fucking fit, and then he still gets what he wants? Like, that kid. And then just everything just stops. Just stops. Like, the emotion is gone. It's complete fraud. It's completely fake. It's a tool that the kid uses now. That's in there, right? Because that move, that one time, even if it was the very first time it's ever happened, to where the non-paying attention mom just throws it in the cart and it immediately stops, that right there is now ingrained in that little fucker's freaking head that if there's something that I want and mom or dad or whoever dares to tell me no, now I know what octave to hit. I know what face to make. I know what things to say, how to, you know, contort my body to just like getting exactly what I want. And it'll happen again and again and again until it doesn't, you know. That kid will probably be really good set up until he's like 17, 18, and then he's going to do that to the wrong person and he's just going to get fucking punched in the face. You know what I mean? I feel bad for parents like that. I feel bad for the kids too, in a sense, but like giving someone, even if it's a grown ass fucking adult, giving someone everything for absolutely nothing is so horrible. Like, there's that whole thing, you know, give somebody a fish and they can eat for a day. Teach them how to fish and they can eat forever. You know what I mean? Like, that is something that I've taken very seriously. I don't want to give my kids everything. Okay? Like, we just got out of the holidays weeks ago, and I'm sure that you've seen several videos of like mountains of gifts filling rooms, okay? Rooms for these fuckers to open. What are they going to do with all of it? Like, honestly, like, every kid's dream, right? To walk into like Richie Rich's living room on Christmas and open like 42 billion things. If your thing is just ripping the paper, I mean, I get it, but like, what are you actually going to do with all of the stuff? Like, all of it. You're going to appreciate and use all of it, play with all of it. Get the fuck out of here. No, man. You know that if a kid was given like 20 fucking things, 3 things are going to make the top cut, okay? 3 fucking things. They're going to get the most attention. And there's going to be an obvious winner in all of it. So, like, why? Why the excess? So that it can just be cast aside. Oh, but I can give my kids whatever I want, and that's great. That's fucking great. But one day the kid's going to walk into Christmas, and it's not going to look like that. And then what? You're fucking setting the little bastard up for complete and utter disappointment. Why? Why? Now, I'm not saying don't get your kids anything ever, like, don't surprise them or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But, like, giving into behavior like the screaming dick-faced in the toy aisle, what is that going to do? That's going to turn that little bitch into a manipulative, just, gross human. And the sad thing is he's going to grow up and expect that that's normal. Like, that's how it goes. That's how people operate, you know? You get just because you hold your hand out and you cry the right way or you make the right face, and it's just like, that's disgusting. It's gross. This is why we have so many entitled fuckers, right? Because 4, 5, 6 years old, you throw an iPad at them, and then you don't even have to deal with them, right? Like, that babysitter is built in. They can learn all they need to learn, and all they need to do is come to you when they need the next thing. And some parents are like, oh, well, parenting is so easy. Well, yeah, motherfucker, if you're not going to do it, I'm sure it's fucking easy, you know? It's like having a robot dog that doesn't eat shit, piss. Yeah, it's really, really easy to be a pet parent to something that literally does nothing. Nothing. You don't have to do anything with or for. Yeah, that's really great. I do not go that way. Okay? I had to grow up with people who were exactly like that. They got everything that they wanted for nothing. I got my first job when I was 14. And I had been working 15, 16, 17, 18. Like, I always had to earn what I got. Even if it was at home. You know, I didn't just get allowance or shit like that. No, absolutely not. I had to earn it because it was made very clear to me. I am this person in this world, okay? It's not that I'm a nobody, but I'm not the person that just cries and holds out my hand and then that's it. Like, the world will fall to me because I want it to. That's not real, okay? There's not one motherfucker in this world that's like that. It's not real. So to put that on a kid, that you can be as big of an asshole as you want and you'll still get everything you want, why the fuck would he be anything else? Why would he grow up to be anything but irrational and demanding and a prick, honestly? And how many times have you walked in and met somebody and you just knew that's how they grew up? Me, right here. Tons. Girls, guys, doesn't matter. I've seen both. Now, I have all girls, okay? There are some things that I want them to leave the house absolutely fucking knowing. I've already said the thing about, you know, being on time. Time is a horrible thing to waste. And it's better that you're not wasting someone else's time. If someone wastes your time, I mean, you can make a choice to move on and, you know, let that person go. But to be on you, you don't want to be that person. You know, because time is something that you never get back. Doesn't matter who you know, how much money you have, you don't get that back. Like, once that time's gone, it's done. Like, it's in the past. These past 11 minutes going right here, it's already done. Never get them back. Done. So, to know and respect that, manners, common sense, these are all things that, like, really fall short in a lot of young adults and things. People are so self-involved, I think, because I don't know. We put such this heavy need for self-care and mental health and stuff, which is all very true and great. But the world does not revolve around you. And I'm sorry if I'm the first person to tell you that and that this is the first time you're hearing it, but it's absolutely true. And yeah, if you have kids, they should also know that just because you exist, and we're glad that you do, okay? We are. You are a very special human, but you are not the human, okay? You're not entitled to shit. Not really, okay? It's great that you exist, but we don't get to get everything we want just because we exist. It's not fair, right? Obviously, that would be the dream job. You wake up and you've already made $40 million. Just whatever. Brushing your teeth, brushing your hair. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's not how it works, though. Okay? Not how it works. Even with the glamorous influencers and shit like that, like, they have a timeline. And if you can get it good and, like, be set early on, congratulations. You've cracked the code. You've acquired the cheat code and everything else. So, very good. But it has a limit. Okay? You're not going to be relevant forever. The end. Like, that's just it. So, when it comes to not wanting to raise assholes, okay, there are some stuff that people don't really embrace anymore. A lot of people. A lot of people do, but several don't. Like, model the behavior. Easy enough, right? Like, kids are going to see the way that you do things, the way that you talk to people, the way that you handle situations, problems, all that stuff, and they almost try to mimic it from a young age. But it definitely, you know, is carried on as they get older. So, for example, if you and your husband are someone that always fights about everything. Oh, you didn't get me the right pizza. You didn't bring me the right this. I told you I don't like that. If your whole thing is to not have a conversation and immediately jump off to argument for everything, that's going to be picked up. Okay? That's going to be a normal thing. and probably will carry over into there. It's from situations like that, from patterns like that. Kids have a choice to either follow directly or break it. And a lot of times it's so much easier to just go with what you know, and they just follow it. So if you're an asshole and you're demeaning, demanding, and, you know, belittling, and you just expect everything all the time, why would your kid not be the same way? Why would your kid think, why do I have to work for it? Why do I have to be nice? Why do I have to do all this when my mom and dad can do this and they're totally fine? So let me be like this, try on this hat, this personality, be a complete dick face, get whatever I feel like, and then, yeah, it'll just be good. Oh, it's horrible out there. It's horrible out there. My God. Talking to your kids is something that a lot of people fall short on these days too. And I'm not saying like, hey bud, what do you want for dinner? No, like actually knowing things about your kid, like talking to them. Do you know your kid's favorite band right now? Do you know their favorite game to play, their favorite color? Like, who are they friends with? Who annoyed the shit out of them yesterday? What's their favorite subject in school? Like, do you know these things about your kids? Because a lot of times, and I kind of thought this was really weird, but talking to somebody, I don't know, I think last year while my kids were playing softball or something, talking to another parent, talking about school and things, this lady was fucking clueless. She might as well have been watching a random kid play. She couldn't answer anything. And it's like, I don't know what to say to that. How do you not care enough to be any kind of involved in your kid's life like that? You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to fathom my kid being a stranger, like having their own life to the point where you might as well be your roommate. You know, where we don't check in, we don't care. And that's another part. If a kid doesn't have a good place to go to, they don't have a solid, like, flow of communication or place they can dump off on or whatever, that's another thing that gets taken with them. And how does that usually work out? I mean, in their relationships, they don't have to have, you know, full-on conversations. They don't have to communicate like that because why? Like, we can talk if something's wrong or, you know, bigger things like that, but why would we need to keep going if we're good, you know? And that's another sad thing. You're kind of taking things apart by not doing these very simple things while they're small. Praising effort over ability. Okay? Have you ever had your kid try really, really, really hard at something and still, like, whether it was for a contest, a project, like they worked their ass off and they still don't get, like, top of the rung. They don't get the award. They don't get the, you know, the achievement or whatever. Are you going to tell them that they fucking sucked because they didn't bring home, like, proof that they're the best of the best of the best? No. I mean, but I've known kids to be like that. And then those are the ones that take it really personal, right? Really personal. And they have this, like, disappointment shroud over them all the time. And now they're constantly, their existence is to try really hard to not only get the actual medals and things like that, like, they want the approval of the fucking parent. And when they don't get it, something there is just gone. Like, it's just, they're not good enough. They're never going to be good enough. And then you start down this path of, okay, well, now you're doubting yourself. Now you don't even want to try because you assume you're going to fail. And it's like, so praising the effort over what actually happens is a real thing and not a thing that's completely common these days, but makes a huge difference even later in life, okay? I will always tell my kids to try. If there's something that you want to do, if you want to do it, go all in. You know, don't half-ass something because what the fuck is that going to do for you? Go all in. Give it your best because that's all anybody can do. Okay? Like, the end. My kid, I know I've already talked about this, but, like, I had a kid who's played softball since she was 5, and I've had a kid who started softball when she was, like, 14. So, by this point, like, My daughter, who started when she was 5, she had already played for 3-4 years. So my younger daughter had advantage over my older daughter, but my older daughter still wanted to play. Okay, so do it. Then she goes out, she misses a couple, balls or whatever, and like gets really down on herself because she's not as good as her little sister. Your little sister's been playing 4 years. 4 years. Okay? She's getting these fundamentals. She's working with teams and all this stuff. You come in later in the game, you've never played it before. You're not going to be good just because you're older. That's not how it works. I'm not going to tell you suck, You wanted to play, let's play. If you're not as good as you think you should be, well then we do it more. Okay? And when the season's over, if you don't feel like you had fun and want to do it again, that's great. But don't start something and then realize that you're not the best of the best and then you just get to dip out. That's just not how it works. So people need to lose and people need to be told no. Okay? Because people who never lose, who never are even shown that that's a possibility later in life, when it actually fucking happens, because life doesn't give a fuck if your feelings are hurt, you know what I mean? Eventually, they're going to lose. Eventually, they're going to... Oh my goodness, thank you. Eventually, they're going to, have these situations that aren't going to play out how they want it to. And that's just fucking life. So don't embellish everything as a kid and tell them that they're the winner, they're the best. It doesn't matter that that kid has a trophy and that team actually won. You won, you're the best. That's not how it works. All you're doing is giving this false fucking pump up and it's just gonna right there all over the place eventually. It's just not gonna be good. Last thing, because I know we're getting out of here, but accountability. Holy motherfuck accountability, okay? This is something that should be common sense. Again, if you do something and you do something wrong, then own it. Okay? Own it. Don't blame someone else. Don't blame something else. Like accountability. I know so many parents that make excuses for their kids and things that they do. And it's just like, why? Why? All you're doing is basically showing your kid that there is this mental rug that they can sweep shit under if they don't like it. Well, the problem with that is that even if you do that in a real life with a rug, eventually there's going to be this pile of shit that you're stepping on all the time. And eventually it's just going to get blown the fuck out. So don't tell your kids, like, oh, well, he's only acting like an asshole because he's really, really tired. That may be the case. Okay. But everyone gets tired, and that doesn't give you the right to be this screaming fucking crazy person. Okay? Like, if my husband took me into Walmart at 11 o'clock at night and I just start knocking shit off the shelves because I'm fucking hungry and irritated and tired, okay, well, but I still did that. That has nothing to do with me being tired. Okay? They don't correlate. It's not a thing. So, like, if a kid is doing something, acting out or whatever, don't excuse it. Like, try to get through it, right? And make them understand that, hey, this is not the time. Like, this is not, I understand and all. I can't do the absolute gentle parenting of, like, getting on my knees and, talking about big feelings and things like that. Like, it's just not in my code. Those parents, I understand, like, maybe you had parents who just, I don't know, took belts and just went wild or whatever your case is, where you feel like the gentle parenting thing is the way to go, or that they have all the say that you have. No, no, not exactly. No. Basically, I keep my communication open with my kids. I let them know that they are not entitled to anything, that they need to work for whatever they have. They need to take care of and appreciate all that they have, because it could be gone in any moment. Building that foundation If you see somebody struggling with something, be that person to help. Common sense, common decency, good manners, like all of these things to be good humans, okay? And I tell them that I want you to leave this house not being an asshole. I want to raise good humans, not assholes. If someone irritates you, it's up to you how you handle that situation. But that's another person, okay? So chances are they have their own problems going on, just like you. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't be a doormat either, like we're not going that way with it. All of these things start when they're very, very, very young. And not giving them every fucking thing just because you can will actually benefit them when they leave you, because you're not going to be there forever. I mean, unless you plan on them living with you forever, and that's a whole other thing. That ain't, okay. So, aside from that, just talk to your kids, encourage, open communication. Don't make them think that if they're not the best of the best, then they're shit. Okay? It's a human. It's a human that you created. You should be the closest, most comfortable person that they can come to. And when they leave you, they should be able to come back and thank you, because everything you told them about the world was true, and they're already prepared. Okay? They're not coming back to you bawling, screaming, crying, saying, it's not fair, I didn't get the promotion, I didn't get the house that I wanted, the car, the girl I like won't date me. Like, you told them how the world works, and you told them how to be the best human they could be, and that's all you should do as a parent. Try to raise good humans, not assholes. Okay? We've got so many of those. So, with that, we're going to wrap it up. Again, this episode 11, not raising assholes. If you've done that, congratulations. If you're one of the people who, buys the kid the toy just because they're screaming and throwing themselves everywhere, yeah, you have a time. So, all right, well, that is all, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll be back for more tomorrow, episode 12. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.